So I released the other day a video about like I treat myself on my birthday to something spiritually developed. And in that, y'all got to find out, yeah, I've been doing this stuff for quite a while, right? So I also learned like within that birth chart that I treated myself to this year as to why I ask so many questions. Like why do humans do what humans do? What makes people tick? Let's get to the root of things so we can heal this and really ascend and develop and gain more awareness, right, of our individual selves. I ask a lot of questions. Um, I also know for myself that when I talk, most of the time, and this has been my entire life, nobody understands the words coming out of my mouth. Like, I get it. I've always been that. That's my normal. But there are particular conversations that it seems that it never changes. That when I speak about how I perceive things and operate, I don't know. It's like I can sense that it causes like calamity within others. So, one of those conversations, and I'm going to probably bring up because it's a handful of them. It's a handful of things that I can share about and talk about, but yeah, my words can cause others some issues, right? One of them is exactly what I said in that, do you treat yourself short? As in, like I said, I've been meditating hardcore definitely since I was 16, right? I first learned meditation at 8 years old, and started studying and taking courses and I was teaching it by the time I was 20. So, all right. So the power of now, right? Whenever that conversation comes up, and it actually comes up often in my life with others, especially during the summer. I think it's because people start to acknowledge, take more time for yourself, get out there in nature and look at things and be the observer, which awesome. Awesome. Please, yes, incorporate that into your life. Where I come from, because I think there's another little video out there about my now, right? I was talking about my now, that within me, it does not matter what I'm thinking about. I'm still in my now. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm thinking about the past, the present, the future. It doesn't matter to me because it's still my now. And that is usually what causes some kind of stir within others because they're still working on just grasping the now, right? Which I truly would adore if everybody does that. So the other night I'm not sleeping because it's summertime, and so I'm like tossing and turning. I got a bunch of energy, and I'm thinking about this. And I'm thinking, is it because like my level of detachment is different than others? Because I have been practicing this stuff for a long time. That is usually, yes, the answer. That my level of detachment is a bit different than others, and so the words coming out of my mouth are not as relatable, right? Because I'm not attached to things as others are. Because I've been practicing the now aspect, the observer aspect, for decades now. And when you practice like being in the observer mode, which is really being in the now, so you can do it in a meditative state and or when you're grocery shopping, after practicing for quite a long time, you start to develop the sense and understanding how all things are connected. That you and that flower that you're looking at, there's definitely no separation. All things are connected. And then within that, the more wisdom and understanding within that leads to more of the detachment aspect that I speak about, because how can you be attached to one thing when you're you're connected to all things, right? That's not the point of this little video. See, sidetracking. So I always usually think that's what's going on, is that I have a level of detachment that's a bit different, right? I don't think that's what it is. At least in the topic of the now, because it's come up. It came up twice in July. It came up recently. Like, it comes up in conversation, right? So, how I can say that I am in my now, past, present, future, no matter what my mindset is I think I figured out the difference. It's not the detachment aspect. It's that I have a permanent state core within myself that is always at peace. That is always at peace. So no matter if I'm in an argument with someone else, no matter if I'm a little bit stressed about this, no matter if I'm running around being all busy, looking like a chicken with my head cut off, does not matter. The core of my essence within is at peace at all times. And so many people, actually, that is one of the goals that they're trying to achieve with practicing the power of now, being in the now, being in that observer, right? Hence the confusion, because I was always thinking, well, maybe they're not understanding that I am in my now, even if my thoughts are past, present, future, all simultaneously, really. It doesn't matter. It's still my now. I was thinking it's because I'm not attached to the past, I'm not attached to the present, and I'm not attached to the future. I'm not attached to any of this stuff. It's not that. Because even if people can't understand that aspect, they're seeking peace. They're seeking that inner peace that I probably take for granted, to tell you the truth, because I've had it for a very long time. Extremely long time. It does not leave me. All is well. Everything is right as rain. This is how I can move from one thing to another and not even worry about it. This is how everything to me is simple and I don't sweat the small stuff. That inner peace. Here's my question then, beloveds. Is that something that you want to obtain? Because this entire moment of rant, if that is something that you want to obtain, I am here to tell you it is obtainable. You do not need to live with anxiety. You do not need to live with fear, worry, doubt, panic attacks, whatever, physical, emotional, mental, inner turmoil. You do not. It is achievable. It is so achievable to obtain that inner peace that will never leave, regardless of what's going on within your now. Regardless. So that's what this message, I guess, is about. I want to be a testimony to you that it is possible. It is beyond possible. Like, it's actually, it's what humans should be experiencing. It's part of our birthright within that love, respect, freedom, peace. So if you are practicing the power of now, please do so. Like, as much as you can, as much as you possibly can. In often ways you can use it like as the observer. Like, you can be grocery shopping and filling your cart with stuff, but just be observing what all those around you. Just observing. You can still be in action and still be in the now, observing what's going on around you, observing yourself, the witnessing the witnesser. This is when your higher self, truly, your multidimensional self, helps you to observe and obtain that oneness within the now that will always invite and sustain peace of mind, the core of you at peace. So let me know if that is something that you're seeking. If you're seeking that inner peace. And if you are truly, it is obtainable. And there are others out there that know this and experience it. It does not leave once we fully decide to never let go. It is always there, always. So don't sweat the small stuff. Be in the now. You've got this, you beautiful observer. Witness, notice what you're noticing. Be the witnesser, right? All right, love y'all. Peace.